Good afternoon, everybody. I thought I should show you all this. As you all know, I've worked on making my own taser glove, as you all had seen. The issue with that was that the ideal of how it was put off, like how I actually constructed it, that was right. Problem was the metal that I was using. The metal that I was using wasn't the type of metal that gives off the desired effect to give the electronic shock off. Not to mention the switch broke. So I could just as easily, spend less money to basically get the parts to actually still construct it. But it would probably, I'm thinking about the situation with that and like overdue maintenance on that. That would basically, you know, ended up becoming more of a issue than an asset. It'll work great, but the maintenance on it over time, it'll start to wear and tear. And it's probably won't be being off going off grid. I won't be able to really have the equipment to fix it. So I decided to basically check, like, see if maybe people were actually mass producing these things. And what do you know? Look at what I have found: 52 Taser glove products. 52 all. Now it's very sketchy from where this is coming from. The location, you're gonna see it all mass produced from, unfortunately, coming from China. I know, but don't. Here's the deal about China: don't think that all Chinamen are bad. It's their government, okay? It's their government and the people who are working alongside that are the problem. The people who are supporting the censorship. There are people in China desperately pleading for help for people like us to spread awareness. To give them a voice of that of which is not even being given. But I wanted to show this to you all because as far as protection and all that, like this is something that's non-lethal that you can actually have to protect yourself when you're out in the field. Because under other circumstances, I wouldn't really even bother going through this. But here's the deal. I know this from experience. These perps, they get desperate as hell when you break free from the tech. When you do that, I'm warning you all, you're going to be in dangerous territory because now you got your freedom back from the tech. So they're going to be desperate to relace you with that stuff. When you start killing this stuff off and it's out of your system, they are going to be so desperate to get you back into the grid that you need to be prepared to protect yourself, okay? I'm not advocating violence. I'm advocating protection of one's own self-being as well as their families. It don't have to come to you using a gun, although I do recommend people to have a firearm on them. I just don't recommend you using a firearm with you being laced with a tech due to the manipulation. You got to be safe when it comes to that because, I mean, if you hadn't seen the videos I've showed before, they had been known to use these weapons to convince people to basically commit acts of mass shootings. That's where a lot of that stuff that came from. I'm not anti-guns. Hell no, no, because that's the one thing that the enemy really wants is people to get rid of the guns. If you get rid of the guns, they're just gonna overtake everything, man. But as you know, they can't just walk up and do that because, well, be waiting for the law to happen. Nope. But I wanted to show you all this just in case you needed something non-lethal to basically protect yourself. It's nothing that'll actually kill a person. It's just basically something that'll, if they touch you, you got the gloves. All you gotta do is grab an arm, the shoulder. It'll zap them. They'll get off you, and then you'll be able to just keep them astray, basically. It's not like using a knife. It's not like using a gun. It's just basically nothing but a shock, and then they're off you just like that. And I've been assaulted by these perps. Let's see. As far as I know, from the evidence I've seen, Ryan 2 has been assaulted by these perps. Next Level has been assaulted. And there's most likely a lot more other TIs who have also been assaulted as a result from these criminals who are doing this stuff. I'm showing this basically for people's protection so I can find more and more ways for us to basically, have that self-defense thing. And they can't really, sanction you for this because, first off, it's no different than the regular taser, non-lethal, you know? So they can't bitch at you about it either. I mean, practically, you can even walk. I'm pretty certain it's pretty much even legal to walk around with a taser, as long as you're not like walking around touching anybody with it. You're fine. But only this is only in the act of self-defense. Okay, only in the act of self-defense. Now, I've been detoxing the crap out of this stuff, and the deal with the whole fungus thing. I did. I believe I did. I may have left this video, the link to this video, or like in the playlist. If I didn't, I'm gonna do it now, along with the link to this page, so you can all can see this for yourself. Now what I'm gonna do, right? Basically, what I'm gonna do is leave a link to both this and a link to both a Rife frequency from Good Vibes. And I've mentioned this before, but if people couldn't find it, it's just in case you couldn't find it. So you're gonna have that, and you're gonna have the frequency to basically kill off the fungus over time with that. So it's definitely worth grabbing while you still can. I highly recommend people to get that because it's one vid that I've been, or should I say audio that I've been using. I didn't download the video. I got the audio from it that I've been using for quite a while now, and it's definitely helped out. That's the exact same thing that I use for the Rife frequency belt, And I put as you all know, when I made the belt, I put anti-radiational stickers on it. So not only is it basically handling the radiation from the speakers themselves, it's also handling the radiation that was beamed down onto my body as well. Not just that, but the frequency added to that for the Rife frequency adds an amplifying effect just by that being directly applied to my body. It's killing all of that stuff off. Anyway, I got some good news. Some really good news. A lot more people are waking up. A lot more people, I watched I believe it was a live stream video of Jeff Sensor, and I am beyond grateful that they are aware of this organization that does this, and I'm definitely glad that I was able to be able to reach the many different people to basically so they'll be able to protect themselves from this, But this is my warning to everybody. These people get really dangerous when you break free from this tech, okay? So you still need to exercise extreme caution around them. You have to. Because every waking moment when you're out and about, they're going to be trying to relace you with this stuff. Don't let them. Check your food whenever you go grocery shopping. If you see any open containers of any kind, if it's a plastic container of some sort, I don't recommend people to eat grain. But in this case, like everything is saturated, and you still gotta eat. Unfortunately, to the fact that a lot of the stuff is laced, already like have that GMO crap in it and nanoparticle dust shit in it. It really is unfortunate, man. It just really is. But make sure you always check your groceries. You see any openings at all, don't buy it. And I shouldn't even have to tell that to anybody because pretty much anybody knows not to do that, Only things I would say is probably like okay is like eggs are still okay. Now, unfortunately for the meat, if you all have seen the ingredient list that I showed you, they have been vaccinating the meat. So that's not even good to eat anymore at all, man. And it probably have been doing this for years. So yes, they have been injecting vaccinations into the meat products. That's what they've been doing. Now, despite that, here's the other thing about that. You got to understand the theory that you are, the whole process that you are what you eat actually applies to that. There's like protein in meat, right? So that protein gets added and converted into protein sustaining your body. But that protein still has the vaccination ingredients on it. So that's literally being added to your DNA when you consume that. I'm not telling people not to be, not to eat meat. I'm saying, like, look, I mean, by all means, eat meat, but go hunting and eat meat, man, because that stuff in the stores is no good. None of it is. None of that is. Go straight to a farmer and get your meat. No, don't go to no damn processing. None of these processed meats. Don't eat that crap. Don't do nothing like that, man. Either go straight to a farmer or to a deli and get your meat products from there, because that's the best place you can go. But as for a target individual, I'm afraid I just it's a difficult situation because these people are like demonetized, literally demonically possessed and programmed to literally get you back on the system. I can't even tell you like how much of this stuff I have detoxed out of my system to where it has given me this much control that I have now. It's crazy. It really is. Now, one thing you need to every fellow TI needs to know this. These perps will try to constantly invade your space with negative energy. You need to bathe yourself with positive energy. How does one do this? Check out the playlist that I have. What you'll see there is you should see a purple image, a purple like in a orange like image somewhere around there. What that is the it's a sound bath. What it is, it's not a frequency, right? It's not at any frequency. It's basically 3 hours. 3 hours. You could have that playing in your home, and it literally bathe your entire living space with positive energy. Listen to that. And what that will do is it will literally elevate all of that negative energy out of your system, out of your home. Your plants will love it. You will love it. Your family will love it. I definitely recommend people to get that while they can. That is not a machine-based frequency now. That is literally coming. That's literally frequency coming, or should I say, the sound coming from the actual crystal bowls. Them damn things are expensive, $100 a piece, because of how great they are. Okay, so definitely don't miss out on that. Check that out when you got the time. But I guess that's pretty much all I got to say in this video. Just gonna probably keep an more of an eye out for more non-lethal like weaponry for people to have. Now another type of non-lethal thing that people can have is, if I'm not mistaken, what the heck? It was something that they had, but I need to look into it to figure out what it was. Because it's a lot of stuff that they got out there on the market. But like when you go off grid, look, no, I'm not an advocate of violence, but you're gonna have to be armed when you go off grid. You have to be, because if you go off grid and you're not armed, I mean, then what's stopping them from going after you with guns? You know? So you definitely got to be able to protect yourself, and always go in a group. Don't travel alone. Go in a group. Find fellow TIs in your state. Forget them damn, just dig through the perps, get past them, get in contact with the TIs in your local area so that you can support one another and support each other's families and be able to protect one another to get through this crisis bullshit that the enemy is basically perpetuating amongst the entire human civilization. And I do mean the entire humanization of the world. Not in a single state, not in a single city, not in a single country, but all over the planet. My prayers are with you all. Stay safe, stay strong.